Maid just baked the ultimate revenge pie for her racist boss.
Nobody wanted to hire a sass-mouthing, thieving Negro.
Eat my shit.
Yeah, the secret ingredient was her own feces. Welcome to 1960s Mississippi, where using the wrong indoor bathroom just once could completely ruin your life. This self-righteous, ultimate Karen thought she could treat everyone like dirt and get away with it. But she picked the wrong people. Today, we're diving into how a group of maids joined forces to tear down the town's elite from the inside. Let's take a look at the help. That evening, a violent storm raged outside. Rain pouring, wind howling, when Minnie suddenly couldn't hold it anymore. The colored bathroom was over half a mile away, and in that kind of weather, there was no way she could make it. So Minnie took a gamble. She used the excuse of serving tea to Hilly's mother and quietly slipped into the indoor bathroom. Hilly's mother noticed something was off, but chose to let it slide. Hilly, however, had already grown suspicious. Just as Minnie lifted the toilet seat, Hilly's voice came from outside the door, demanding answers. Caught red-handed, Minnie didn't back down this time. She even flushed the toilet right then and there. That single act sent Hilly into a complete meltdown. Screaming hysterically, she fired Minnie on the spot, but she didn't stop there. Not only did Hilly refuse to pay her wages, she spread rumors among the town's social circle, branding Minnie a thief, cutting off every possible way for her to survive. With no income, Minnie returned home only to endure her husband's abuse, and her daughter was forced to drop out of school, to work as a maid, driven to the edge. Minnie chose not to stay silent. The very next day, she showed up at Hilly's door with that special chocolate pie. When Hilly realized what she had eaten, she gagged in horror and completely broke down. Even her own mother, who had mocked her, was thrown into a nursing home in a fit of rage. And still, Hilly didn't stop. She spread even more vicious rumors, claiming Minnie carried a contagious disease. In that society, being labeled like that was a social death sentence. No one would hire her. With nowhere left to turn, Minnie unexpectedly found work with another outcast in town, Celia. Barefoot, Celia ran out to greet her warmly, something Minnie had never experienced before. The moment she walked in, Celia poured her a Coke and casually revealed she was pregnant. Celia didn't know the first thing about housework, and after being rejected by 5 maids already, she thought Minnie would turn her down too. She even offered to pay for Minnie's ride home. But when she realized Minnie had accepted the job, she lit up like a child and pulled her into a big hug. However, the job came with a dangerous condition. Celia begged Minnie to keep it a secret from her husband. She wanted him to believe she was the one cooking the meals and keeping the house spotless. In those days, if the husband came home and found a black maid hidden inside, Minnie could be staring down the barrel of a gun. But for survival, she had no choice but to agree. At Celia's home, Minnie experienced a level of respect she had never known. She patiently taught Celia how to cook, even showing her how to shake chicken in a bag, turning housework into something joyful. At mealtime, Celia ignored all the so-called rules and insisted on sitting down to eat with Minnie. No matter how much Minnie protested, Celia's kindness made her feel, for the first time, what it meant to be treated as an equal. But the good times didn't last. One day, while cleaning downstairs, Minnie heard strange noises upstairs. She rushed up and broke open the door, only to find Celia lying in a pool of blood. She had miscarried. Heartbroken, Minnie stayed by her side, caring for her with unwavering devotion and gently encouraging her to keep going. Later, when Celia noticed the bruises on Minnie's face, she didn't ask questions. She simply treated her wound. 2 women from completely different worlds found solace in each other's pain. Meanwhile, another woman in town, Skeeter, had just graduated from college and started working at a local newspaper. Raised by a black maid named Constantine, Skeeter saw her as far more than a servant. She was her emotional anchor growing up. But when Skeeter returned home, Constantine was gone. Her parents' vague explanations only deepened her suspicion. At the same time, Skeeter became increasingly frustrated at work, longing to write something meaningful. At a gathering of white socialites, she witnessed firsthand the hypocrisy and prejudice, especially from Hilly, who pushed absurd ideas about segregation and forced families to build separate outdoor bathrooms. And shockingly, many women supported her, even believing they were promoting progress. Constantine's disappearance and the cruelty around her ignited something in Skeeter. She came up with a bold idea to write a book from the perspective of black maids, revealing the truth behind segregation. At first, her editor dismissed it as unrealistic, but Skeeter refused to give up. Her first interviewee was Eileen, a kind, resilient woman who had raised 17 white children. Her greatest pain was losing her son, Treelor, who died in a workplace accident caused by a white employer's negligence. Even in grief, she poured all her love into the child she was raising. When Skeeter approached her, Eileen refused immediately, fearful of the consequences. But Skeeter persisted, proving her sincerity through action. Gradually, Eileen agreed to tell her story, and then Minnie joined. More maids followed. Their voices, once silenced, began to rise together. To protect everyone, they used fake names in the book, but Minnie went one step further. She insisted her revenge pie story be included, because she knew Hilly would never admit the truth. That humiliating pie became their shield. The book, The Help, was published anonymously. It became a nationwide sensation. The town erupted with whispers. Everyone wondered who it was about. When Hilly finally read it, she completely lost control. But just as Minnie predicted, she denied everything, because admitting the truth would destroy her reputation. In the end, the truth couldn't be buried. And through courage, pain, and unity, these women changed their lives and each other's forever.